Hello friends, my name is Jake Montanez and this is my self-publishing blog, and in today's video I wanted to talk about the edits I was working on the other day. I got my edits back from my editor a couple of weeks ago. Life got in the way, talked about that in a different video. But after I had already done the first half of it, I finally finished out the second half of it. I was 18 chapters in before, and I finished off with chapter 35 and a prologue yesterday. And some of the things I'm taking away from that are that I used a lot of extra adverbs that I didn't realize I had used. So anything that ended with ly, she kind of poked holes in those and made me get rid of them. Um, Other things were proper nouns, and things like magistrate or priestess I had capitalized because I assumed that they're titles for the person, but in a lot of the instances that she highlighted, it wasn't really necessary for those to be uh, highlighted like that with a capital letter. So we dropped those all down to lowercase, and only in instances where a person was directly addressing them using their title as a formal usage did we keep it capitalized. And I'm going to double check and make sure that's actually what we did through the rest of the story. There are several instances of filler words like just or almost. I try to highlight those when I'm reviewing other people's stuff on Critique Circle, but I don't always catch them in my own stuff, which is why you want to have an editor to give you that second look at things and go, hey, dummy, you left something like that in there, because all those are filler words and they don't really add anything to the narrative. They just kind of give you a sense of uh, in the writing, a sense of urgency or a sense of impending something that has to happen or is happening, and that doesn't really need to be there. It doesn't really add anything. Lastly, I have a lot of internal monologue for my characters. Like, I like to highlight how they are thinking about the situations that they are in. But she had described in her cover letter that that tends to drag the narrative down. And I agree with her on that. And I excised a bunch of those things and made sure that I've got an idea of where I want to go with those when I go back with my secondary edit, which I'm going to start hopefully today. But it's the last day of my weekend, so I probably won't get too much of it done because it's going to be the more intensive portion. So moving on from that is, like I said, a secondary edit that I'm going to do. I'm going to put both the unaltered version of her edits side by side with the altered version where I've chopped out all the extraneous material already. And she has plenty of recommendations about things that I should change for many of the passages that I have. And I want to make sure that because I have the altered version missing big gaps of things now, I lost about 7,000 words with all the stuff that we chopped out, that I can go back and piece together a lot of the things that were removed versus what was there before, and utilizing both her comments off to the side as well as her editor letter, what sorts of things I need to put back into the story. I can copy paste it if I need to, but alter the content of it so that it fits better with the narrative and that it's an easier read and doesn't drag things down so much. So that's my plan for phase two, and hoping that doesn't take as long as I expect it to, but it is the more brain intensive effort that I'm going to have to go through. So, like I said, my goal is still to get this book out by the end of August. I have no commitments to other people other than whoever is watching this video to get that out. I have no readers. It's going to be released to the ether anyway. So if I'm late, I'm late, and I can accept that. And it's a lesson I've learned. Hey, make sure I get all my stuff back with enough time to actually do the stuff I need to do with an edit, because this is the first edit I've done um, after receiving feedback from a professional editor. So I'm trying to just figure it out as I go. Anyway, I hope that put some things into perspective for you whenever you're writing your own stories, and keep those things in your mind while you're doing your own self edits before you release them to an editor or try to publish them yourself. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.